Dust still clung to her heavy coat, a map of a road she had walked alone. She stood where the field met the stone, finally seeing the doorway known.
The old fire's dim to a soft blue spark,
no longer searching in the shifting dark.
She dropped the weight of the desperate plea, ready to just let herself be. She is the stillness of the storm, a lighthouse burning, soft and warm. She found the compass, the silent chord. She walked the distance and asked for no more. He finds her grounded where the current turns, the solid strength that always burns. He watches the lines fade from her face, the frantic rhythm losing pace.
Her shadow stretches long and true under the light of the morning dew.
She left the masks upon the ground, where only quiet,
steady focus is found. The miles were mountains she had to climb to realize home wasn't space but time. It was the breath she forgot to take,
the promise she swore she would never break.
She is the stillness of the storm, a lighthouse burning, soft and warm. She found the compass, the silent chord. She walked the distance and asked for no more. He finds her grounded where the current turns, the solid strength that always burns.
I see the dust most dancing in the fractured afternoon. I measure every shadow underneath the pale moon. I kept the corner sharp where others tried to smooth the air. A history of failing, resting on the swing or ledge. Look closer now, don't turn away the view. The finding grace inside the things we thought were untrue. These are the cracks that let the light stream in, the hollow spaces where the strength begins. carried proof of healing like a deeply etched scar. Yeah, we're closer now, don't turn away the view. The finding grace inside the things we thought were untrue. These are the cracks that let the light stream in, the hollow spaces where the strength begins. With geometry of broken fences, heart, yeah, imperfection. Use the rhythm of my soul. If perfection is a prison, then I claim the key right here. Trading heavy armor for the essence of the feet. The muck of all our missteps leads us to this shore. We don't have to fix the pieces anymore. These are the cracks that let the light stream in. The light streams in the hollow spaces where the strength begins. Oh, where it begins. The geometry of broken pieces, heart, yeah, imperfection is the rhythm of my soul. The rhythm of my The map is blank where the black road bends. I check my pockets for guidance and nothing said. Just a chill wind whispering low and deep. I promise I couldn't possibly keep.
But the anchor you carry is just a stone. You don't need the answers to walk alone.
We trust the footfall,
Not the fading line,
stepping out past the edge of the known design.
let the compass spin wild, let the logic break.
It's the move itself, for goodness sake. We don't need to see the farthest light, just the one small space that feels right tonight. Remember the story of the river flow, never knowing exactly where it's meant to go. Just carving canyons from stubborn stone, moving forward, standing tall and grown. And the silence tells me I might fall apart, but I feel your rhythm beating in my heart. We trust the footfall, not the fading line, stepping out past the edge of the known design. Let the compass spin wild, let the logic break. It's the move itself, for goodness sake. We don't need to see the farthest light, Just the one small space that feels right tonight. It's terrifying, this open space.
Look how courage fits upon your face.
We trade control for a higher kind of grace.
We trade control for a higher kind of grace.
We trust the footfall, not the fading line. Stepping out past the edge of the known design. Let the compass spin wild, let the logic break. It's the move itself, for goodness sake. We don't need to see the farthest light. Just the one small space that feels right tonight.
Just the space
That feels right tonight. I thought the scaffolding was gone. I thought the cracks were finally sealed up tight. But the rain always finds the thin spot, bringing that quiet chill back in the night.
that familiar ache, a ghost in the hallway, letting me know the long war isn't done. And I feel the ground shift beneath my feet again, like all the healing was undone.
And don't apologize for the pause, don't rush the turning of the tides.
Healing isn't linear, darling, sometimes patience is where the strength hides.
Sets when the healing slows down, and some days the weight is too much to carry. It's two steps back in this wide open room, learning patience, learning how to be messy. We find the kindness in the delay. We find the grace when we cannot feel strong, and that's okay.
Yes, that's okay.
This is where we belong.
Remember what the quiet stone said. This is slow work, this is deep root change. You can't fast forward through the necessary grief, or skip the chapters where the pages rearrange.
It's not failure, it's just weather, letting the storm run its natural course. I'm finding the strength to stop pushing so hard, trusting in a gentle guiding force.
I just hate feeling fragile again, hate the quiet sting of the failure I fear.
But fragile is human, hold my hand, my dear. We hold the hurt like a handful of sand. We learn the rhythm of ebb and flow, knowing that this wide open room understands. Oh, the sun still sets when the healing slows down, and some days the weight is too much to carry. It's two steps back in this wide open room, learning patience, learning how to be messy. We find the kindness in the delay. We find the grace when we cannot feel strong, and that's okay.
Yes, that's okay.
This is where we belong. It's just grace.
It's just grace.
It's just grace.
It's just grace.
Thought the scaffolding was gone. I thought the cracks were finally sealed up tight.
But the rain always finds the thin spot, bringing that quiet chill back in the night.
That familiar ache, a ghost in the hallway, letting me know the long war isn't done.
And I feel the ground shift beneath my feet again, like all the healing was undone. Don't apologize for the pause, don't rush the turning of the tide.
Healing isn't linear,
Darling, sometimes patience is where the strength hides.
oh, the sun still sets when the healing slows down. And some days the weight is too much to carry. It's 2 steps back in this wide open room, learning patience, learning how to be messy. We find the kindness in the delay. We find the grace when we cannot feel strong.
And that's okay, yes, that's okay. This is where we belong.
Remember what the quiet stone said.
This is slow work, this is deep root change.
You can't fast forward through the necessary grief.
Or skip the chapters where the pages rearrange.
It's not failure, it's just weather.
Letting the storm run its natural course. I'm finding the strength to stop pushing so hard, trusting in a gentle guiding force.
I just hate feeling fragile again. Hate the quiet sting of the failure I fear.
But fragile is human. Hold my hand, my dear. We hold the hurt like a handful of sand.
We learn the rhythm of ebb and flow, knowing that this wide open room understands. Oh, the sun still sets when the healing slows down. And some days the weight is too much to carry. It's 2 steps back in this wide open room, learning patience, learning how to be messy. We find the kindness in the delay. We find the grace when we cannot feel strong.
And that's okay, yes, that's okay. This is where we
just grace.
It's just grace.
Found the box you left behind me, locked with rust and time.
Blueprints of my younger heart, traced in sharp red lines.
I hold the memory of the panic, the shadow on the glass.
A landscape I walked barefoot through, but can't get back.
There's a distance on this map now, miles between the here and there.
The tremor stopped when I stood up and I learned how to breathe again.
I look out across this desert space where the fear used to be.
It's just a dry earth turning over now, looking back at me.
Structure that held me hostage is nothing but a frame. I don't recognize the old ghosts, I don't even recall their name.
The light hits different on this canvas. The shadows are less deep.
The nightmares that would steal my sleep are secrets that the ocean keeps.
We stand on bedrock, steady ground, where the fault lines used to run. I wear the scars like quiet badges earned beneath the setting sun.
We didn't burn the bridge, we simply paved the road right over it. The reflection in the water shows a face I didn't know I could admit. Oh, it was heavy, the armor I wore, but it feels like dust now in my hand.
I let the anchor go to drift so I could finally understand.
And I look out across this desert space where the fear used to be.
It's just a dry earth turning over now,
Looking back,
at me.
structure that held me hostage is nothing but a frame. I don't recognize the old ghosts, I don't even recall their
No longer recognize them, just distance and maturity. No longer recognize them, just distance and maturity. No longer recognize them, just distance and maturity.
I used to carry granite walls to keep the whole world out. My shield was made of rust and rage, fueled by persistent doubt. I thought the pressure made the pearl, that breaking was the way. I kept my fists closed tight until the darkness kissed the day.
But the hardest edges always chipped. The stone could only fracture. Fighting the tide only left me drowning in the water's capture. Then I saw the blueprint of a different kind of fight.
A quiet understanding that surrender to the light. We are the softest iron, bending where the rigid breaks. We learn compassion's current flows, for goodness gracious sakes. The strength is in the yielding, not the desperate final hold. A silent, steady mercy is the story to be told.
I watched you drop the heavy crown, the burden of the past, and found the self you tried to hide was healing far too fast. This gentle hand, this open heart wasn't a flaw but grace. It takes more courage to be kind in this challenging place.
I realized the armor wasn't built to keep the darkness far,
but simply to hold myself steady, protected by a scar. Now the whisper of acceptance is louder than the fear. The moment I let softness pull me closer, pull me near. Oh, the battle wasn't won by screaming into the wind. It was found within the quiet space where the long repair began to forgive the fractured shadow, to know the self-love true.
whisper in the hollow room where daylight never broke the gloom. I mapped the edges of my tiny cage, thought the wireframe was the whole stage. I wore the shadows of the past like heavy clothes.
I believe the tether was forever strong, that I belonged to you where I felt wrong.
But the ground shifted underneath my feet.
The air grew thin, the silence sweet.
We watched the fragile anchor start to fray, decide, and we won't stay another day. This is the sound of unlearning gravity, shaking off the weight that kept me small, burning down the flawed utility, watching the old architecture fall. We are finally breathing in the wide open space.
It hurts to pull the heavy roots from stone, to face the silence where the noise was sown. The fear is massive, bright and bold, but the story that it tells is old.
I leave the comfort of the chronic lie and turn my face up to the open sky.
The pressure builds beneath the surface now, a final break, a binding broken vow.
We watch the fragile anchor start to fray, decide, and we won't stay another day. This is the sound of unlearning gravity, shaking off the weight that kept me small, burning down the flawed utility, watching the old architecture fall. We are finally breathing in the wide open space.
For years I built these walls to hide the shame,
Mistook the echo for a living flame.
but the light outside was always true.
Now I step into the blinding view. This is the sound of unlearning gravity, shaking off the weight that kept me small, burning down the flawed utility, watching the old architecture fall. We are finally breathing in the wide open space.
Let it fall. Let it fall.
Wide open space. The wide open space. The window pane was cracked wide open, just the dust dancing in the pale moonlight. I lost the rhythm of my breathing, every whisper faded into night.
I built a fortress just to keep the feeling out, but the silence was the heaviest sound I found.
But in the deepest quiet, where the shadow sleeps, there was a hum that the heart keeps, a raw frequency vibrating underneath the scar, showing me exactly where I truly are.
resonance of a ruin, wide and open, the frequency of what I'm meant to be.
The echo caught the name I forgot to speak.
They say the strongest mountain starts beneath the pressure. This valley floor was cut by bitter rain. I dug through all the echoes of expected measures to find the solid footing in the pain.
I stopped searching for the map out on the horizon line and realized the compass spins inside this fragile spine.
I spent a decade looking toward the lighthouse, while the true signal was pulsing in my chest.
This quiet fire,
Sacred burning truth, it put the rest of all my searching to the test. Now I know how to listen, 'cause the breaking started, the shattering scream, the sound of me. This is the resonance of ruin, wide and open, the frequency of what I'm meant to be.
the echo caught the name I finally had to speak.
Hear it now. Hear it now. Hear it now.
The horizon called a clean, sharp break. I mapped the highways just for running's sake. With this heavy air, it settled on my chest, a leaden consequence. I finally confessed.
I could have fled the ghost that guards the door,
But I built my home on this unsteady floor. We are the anchor, not the drifting sail, the quiet string that makes the wind inhale. I stayed with the wreckage, watched the water rise, found patience hidden deep behind my eyes. This weight is proof that something held, something remained.
I endure the stillness while the storm sustains. I watch the cracks appear in the pavement white, let shadows lengthen, let them steal the light. No swift escape route, no emergency switch, just counting seconds in this silent loneliness.
We tore up the maps where the easy road was shown.
We learned the language of standing all alone.
We are the anchor, not the drifting sail, the quiet strain that makes the wind inhale. I stayed with the wreckage, watched the water rise, found patience hidden deep behind my eyes. This weight is proof that something held, something remained.
I enjoyed the stillness while the storm sustained.
I stopped fighting the current, I surrendered to the flow. The deepest kind of truth is the pain you choose to know. It wasn't easy, it wasn't kind, but it was real. And in that fire, all the fragile things revealed. Not the drifting sail, the quiet strain that makes the wind inhale. I stayed with the wreckage, watched the water rise, found patience hidden deep behind my eyes. This weight is proof that something held, something remained. I endured the stillness while the storm sustained. The air was thin, the clock had stopped. Beneath the weight of every lie I dropped, I watched the moon slip down the pane, knowing that tonight I could not hold the rain.
And did you think the darkness was a shield? Did you think that silence could be healed? This is where the paper starts to burn. This is where the final page must turn.
We faced the long night, fear on fear, the honest word, sharp and severe. It wasn't gentle, it was necessary pain to stand right here and finally break the chain.
The ghosts we kept behind the wall, they came tumbling down when we let the shadows fall. I saw the brittle truth unfold, a story that was far too tired and old.
I thought that letting go would kill me slow,
but watching you speak, I found a place to grow.
we walk the edges now, no safe retreat. This heavy ending brought a hollow, hopeful beat. We faced the long night, fear on fear, the honest word, sharp and severe. It wasn't gentle, it was necessary pain to stand right here and finally break the chain. I built these walls of glass, believing they would hold. Kept the wild weather out, kept the bitter things untold. Lived in the safety of a shadow I controlled, never knowing what the morning truly looked like, bright and cold.
Then the pressure mounted slowly, an inevitable tide, and I felt the deepest trembling when my fragile structure died.
Oh, the fracture line became the only way to let the fearless light illuminate the gray. It took the breaking of everything I claimed to be, for the painful truth to finally set me free.
I kept a compass spinning, always pointing back to fear. Muffled every whisper that I was desperate not to hear.
The silence was a burden, heavy on my soul, but the cost of being solid finally took its heavy toll.
Now the ruins are uncovered, lay beneath the open sky, and I breathe a deeper purpose, watching all
Oh, the fences alive became the only way to let the fearless light illuminate the gray. It took the breaking of everything I claimed to be, for the painful truth to finally set me free.
This is not the ending I wrote down in the script. It's the necessary one where all the false beliefs slipped.
We stood at the edge of shadow, afraid to leap and fall, but the truth demanded nothing less than giving it our all. Oh, the fracture line became the only way to let the fearless light illuminate the gray. It took the breaking of everything I claimed to be, for the painful truth to finally set me free. Set us free. Just the light now, just the figure out.
Just the light now, just the truth now.
I was carving out space for your wings to fly. Brought every light I had into the hottest sky. Didn't notice the tremors, didn't hear the sound, till the ground beneath my feet was running thin and warm. Tried to be the pillar, fortress that won't fall, but every stone I gave you left an empty store. Now I'm just bleeding dust where the foundation used to be. Oh, let the pieces shatter forgot my old me. When I stand before the mirror, there's a stranger in the glass, an echo of the person that all the homes pass. I chased the distant whispers, believing they were true, until the well went dry from always calling out for you. But the cracks in the pavement show where the light can see. Maybe the breaking had a promise he could keep. We don't have to be perfect, just honest with the cause. Maybe the me I need is not the one I thought I loved. So we let the pieces shatter, lost ourselves in the fight, but we can hold the edges, embracing fading light. We are the threadbare canvas, strong enough to cross the flame. We've got time to be loved, and started learning our name. Started learning names, learning our own names, learning our own names. The city sound is locked behind the glass. I map the shadows where the hurried hours pass. The frantic noise was poison, bitter and too fast. I built these walls of quiet, hoping they would last. I wasn't running, no, I had to stay, to learn the language of the fading day. We found the rhythm just by learning how to wait. This stillness is the air I need to breathe. It's not a prison, it's the air texture of the soundless void. Every quiet second wisely employed. The world is still spinning, but we are standing true. We're waiting for the signal, patient and new. Where we learn to hide. Just waiting,
Just surviving.
just surviving. I wore a coat tailored by their hands, a uniform for unfamiliar lands. I walked the straight line they drew for me, afraid to whisper the word identity. The path was paved with gold, they swore, but I just felt the quiet life at the door.
I saw my shadow in the window glass, living a life that was meant to pass. Just a polished stone on their pedestal. I learned the art of being unseen and small.
I traded my breath for a blueprint frame, for a borrowed face and a whispered name. Now I'm shedding the skin of expectation, chasing the echo of my true location. Let the quiet life I left unseen finally break the surface clean.
They put me under the spotlight glare, but every color of me was muted there. I built a cage of invisible wire to contain the burning core of desire.
I was a trophy handed out for holding still, ignoring the voice that cries against the will. We saw shadows in the window glass, living a life that was meant to pass. Just polished stones on their pedestal. We learned the art of being unseen and small.
The architecture of the self, it bends when you prioritize borrowed ends.
But the foundation is finally cracking through, and the broken pieces shine like something new.
shadows retreat.